but it gives us a chance to win.
It's a great point. All right, Gary, so tonight you and R.C. Talon will have the only home game in town, which is Red Bank at Bradley, ESPN Cleveland, 101.3. Tell me about it.
Our second oldest rivalry right behind McMinn County.
Really?
We played McMinn 102 and Red Bank 62. A lot of folks don't realize that because there's several years didn't play them, but Red Bank played the very first game at Bradley Central on the new field at Bear Stadium.
Really?
In September 29th, 1972. It actually started the game with, of course, everybody wanted to be there. So the whole thing was packed out, standing room only. Really? Came a horrific storm in the first quarter, cleared the stadium because it's lightning. And it was 6-0 Bradley. So the crowd came back, about half of them came back. Bradley 6-0 lead, 30 seconds to go in the game. The field was a quagmire. Red Bank's got the ball driving to the end zone. The receiver goes out, and he slips and falls flat on his back. Pass was thrown, deflected. He caught it, landed flat on his back. Missed the extra point, of course, so it's 6-6 final. That's how the first game went.
They ended with a 6-6 tie.
Now, back then we had ties, up into the late 70s. So
Patrick Spangler, this is the historian of Bradley Central High School.
Yeah, I'm just sitting back here and just admiring all of his.
I don't know what I did yesterday. I mean, much less.
Me either.
Good Lord.
And that's where Damon Floyd played 2 years at Red Bank.
Did he really?
Yeah, he came to Bradley as a junior.
Traded for some old equipment, I understand.
Yeah, he was. Very poor equipment.
I think too. Before we get
please.
Started with all of this, that brings up a good point. Gary and his buddy Earl Rowan, who were two, I think, of the greatest historians in Bradley high school history.
Yep.
We started the football season without Coach Rowan. And Coach Rowan served as the vice chair of this committee as a non-voting member. So this fall has been a little. I guess a little sad for us.
Melancholy,
melancholy as we continue on like he would want us to do. But also, I wanted to take a chance to remember him and all that he did for Bradley Central High School.
He's just one of the finest people I've ever known. All right, other games tonight quickly. Polk County at Meigs County, Soddy Daisy at McMinn County, Lakeway Creston at Ray County, Lenore City will be at East Hamilton, Baylor at CPA, and Mission Viejo, California at McCallie. Last night, girls soccer, Cleveland over McMinn County 3-0. Walker Valley and Ray County ended in a 1-1 draw. East Hamilton over Bradley in soccer last night, 7-0. Volleyball last night, Cleveland beat Signal Mountain, and then East Hamilton, both 2-0. And then tomorrow, it's Tennessee trying to recover from last week. They'll host Trent Dilfer's UAB Blazers. Kickoff at 12:45 right here on your home of the Vols for 25 years. Mix 104.1 and the Mix app presented by TVFCU. Patrick, your reaction to last week?
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm glad I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't there?
No, I wasn't. Yeah, so I had to do family duties. My wife had her team retreat, so we were watching from Pigeon Forge.
Oh,
but hey, you just couldn't pull it out. But I'm telling you, I think we got some good things coming this year.
That's what they all say. Gary, what about you?
Well, our defense let us down. You score 41 points, you should beat any team you play.
Absolutely.
And you give up 44, that pretty much tells me. And there were some bad plays, both teams. But, hey, it was a good game.
It was.
So
it was.
Tennessee was well represented, I thought.
Most viewership in the last 10 years on ABC. All right. Let's get to it quickly. Sunday, the NFL, Colts at Titans, 1 o'clock here, Mix 104.1. Falcons at the Panthers, 1 o'clock, ESPN Cleveland, 101.3. Dodgers pitcher Clayton Kershaw said he's going to retire after the season. And then varsity football last night, Maryville over Lake Forest, 42-0. Lake Forest girls soccer fell to Ray County, 7-0. Ocoee Middle swept Lake Forest in girls and boys tennis. Well, the reason these gentlemen are really here is to reveal the Hall of Fame for Bradley this year. Guys, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah, so I'll kind of take it over, introduce it, and then let the historian kind of do his thing.
There we go.
No, we're going to tag team it. But, again, this is our third annual announcement of the Bradley Central High School Hall of Fame. This encompasses everything about Bradley Central High School, and it's people that graduated Bradley Central High School from Bradley Central High School, or who have made a significant impact on our campus. And so, this year we will have inducted 18 people. We've already inducted 12, and I'll go through that list. Paul Kahn, Bob Johnson, Del Hughes, Steve Sloan, Lily Frank Fitzgerald, Corky Whitlock, Rex Dockery, Jerry Frazier, Earl Rowan, Alvin Scott, Eddie Cartwright, and Jim Smitty. And so we're coming to you today to announce this year's class, 2025. We'll begin with Mr. Louis Alford, Miss Brenda Lawson, Mr. Tom Johnson, Mr. Turner Jackson, Miss Martha Frazier, and Mr. Steve Gibson. So we just want to say congratulations to this year's Bradley Central High School 2025 Hall of Fame.
Wow, what a great class, Gary Onby.
You think they couldn't get any better when you see the first 12 put in, but man, this is, the Hall of Fame is the best of the best, the elite. And to be in the Hall of Fame, whatever organization or company it may be with, you have to be at the cream of the crop. And people recognize you, and we recognize these people for all that they've done. Everyone this year did graduate from Bradley. We've had a couple like Del Hughes. He came here from Ohio. He stayed. That's right. We couldn't run him back up there, so he hung around here and became principal. Coach.
I saw him at lunch yesterday, actually.
We're at Aubrey's.
I was at Aubrey's. That's right. Absolutely. Good morning to Dale and Gibco Construction Company. Yes.
But no, all of those guys and ladies, we have two ladies this year, Martha Frazier and Brenda Lawson. And Martha has probably done more at Bradley High School than this guy right here. She was a student.
Not very hard.
That's not very much, Gary.
She was a student. She was a player. She was an assistant coach. She was assistant principal. She was assistant AD. She did everything that you can do. And then she's very active in her church and everything. She was active in the FCA at Bradley when she was there as a teacher. Taught there for 30-something years, I believe. I forget how long, but she's done it all. And,
you mentioned the FCA, and Steve Gibson really founded the FCA here locally, along with his friend Steve Sloan. And,
right.
Man, good morning, Steve. They listen every morning, so what a great gentleman, Steve Gibson.
He really is, and he's very deserving of that. And he and Sloan were just like peas in a pod, so to speak, and that was his best friend. And up until Steve's death, which happened last year, I guess, I think they spoke every Friday morning. He told me about 10:30. It was a standing call. And,
oh, my goodness.
Steve's just a super great guy. I got to talk to him a lot. I was putting some stories together for him. And one of them that comes back to me is I call him to get some information about him being in the Hall of Fame. And I said, can I send you an email and let you respond? He said, I don't do email. Well, okay, I'll text you. I don't do texting. He said, can you mail me a letter? I said, yeah, I'll mail you a letter. So I sent him a letter, literally, with questions, and he hand wrote out the answers and sent it back to me. And I called him as a follow-up one time, and I printed the story, and I said, this is your story. I want to send this to you and let you review it. So I mailed him a hard copy. He said, I don't know who you're describing. I didn't do all of this. I said, yes, you did. It's verified and documented. And I called him back to get a follow-up, and he answered the phone. And he said, I said, what's going on? Are you busy? No, I can talk right now. Well, Brenda, his wife, grabbed the phone away. They were going into Publix, and he had fallen face first on the concrete and bleeding. And he says, no, I can talk to you. She grabbed the phone and says, we got an ambulance coming for him. He said, he ain't going to talk to anybody today. But that was Sloan. That's the way he was,
Patrick, Brenda Lawson, of course, everyone knows Brenda, her generosity. We have really, Bridget and I have seen it in person here with the Empty Stocking Fund the last 7 or 8 years or whatever. And my goodness, you talk about someone deserving.
Most certainly. And, when I look at this entire list, it's people that are still connected, serving this community in some capacity. And just not only were they special to Bradley Central High School, but they're making a lasting impact on this community. And I think that was one of our parts of the vision, was to make sure that we are recognizing people that were not just great athletes, that were not just specific to one area, but have a generalized impact and on Bradley Central High School, but this community, and we're gearing up for December. We're gearing up for the Empty Stocking Fund, and just, sorry, I'm going to talk about Brenda for a second, and then we'll talk about, but gearing up for December, there's such a special time that Brenda Lawson has coordinated and just pours in, and not to mention the amount of money she raises and the community raises to help kids in our community. So just thank you to Brenda. Thank you to everyone on this list. So December 11th is when we'll have our ceremony, where we have our dinner and we recognize this year's inductees. And then I don't know how it falls. We always love for it to fall on a Walker Valley game or a Cleveland game so we can recognize these people. But the following night, December 12th, we'll play Cleveland, and we'll recognize this group in between the boys and girls game on the floor at Jim Smitty.
Turner Jackson's a Hall of Famer now?
Well,
about 7 he's in.
I think
really,
when you look at Turner Jackson and you look at the amount of Hall of Fames that he is a part of, it's pretty special. We just over 40 years, and just being around Coach Jackson and listening and just the knowledge that he has and just how well respected he is across the state in the TSSAA world and just generalized sports world in the state of Tennessee. So
it's one of my favorite people in the world. Hey, let's run it down one more time. And folks, if you're just joining us, I want to get these guys. We're joined by Gary Owenby, Patrick Spangler. We really are appreciative of this. You guys announcing this with us every year. The first announcement, Bradley Hall of Fame this year. Patrick, would you run that down one more time?
Yes, Louis Alford, Brenda Lawson, Tom Johnson, Turner Jackson, Martha Frazier, and Steve Gibson will round out this year's class.
Of course, Tom Johnson, Louis Alford, just, my goodness, two wonderful gentlemen. Gary, anything you want to say before we go?
God bless and go Bears.
Patrick, I'll let you give us a final word here.
Yeah, just personally, this is very, very special to me as a Bradley graduate, as a student athlete, as a teacher, and now the principal, just to be able to hear about all the special things that have happened in the 110 years of Bradley Central High School. And this is a special time for me as I'm not a voting member of this committee. However, I do get to make the phone calls to the people and tell them congratulations and get to have that personal phone conversation with them. And that just means the world to me personally and professionally. So just want to say congratulations. And we've said it before, for probably the next 50 years, we have people that are deserving to go into this Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so that's a great point. What do people need to do if they say, hey, so-and-so needs to be in this? What do they do?
In the spring, the nominations will go out. They can fill out a paper copy of the nominations. They can come in, but we also have paper copies and electronic forms that they can fill out that will go out later in the spring. And just like in the month of September is when we will announce every year. So every year we can expect an announcement in September, but in the spring will be when nominations will go out for that year.
We're honored that you do this here. I mean that. Gary Owenby, RC Talon tonight. It's Red Bank at Bradley. 7 o'clock kickoff, pregame at 5:30. ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Guys, thanks. Gary?
Only game in town.
The only game in town, baby.